my favorite brandy today.
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good too, thanks. Nice. Couple hours.
Yeah, you want them? Did you hear what he said?
We just got done with it. Well, that's why she said that. She brings to the
I had no sugar. I agree. I have real sugar.
You guys, are you even using them? Because you got a stack. I was like, oh, Terry feels everybody.
Yeah, you have
Huh?
Like steamy rice.
Yeah. So these are your backup.
No, the sugar free is hard to say. They have a weird.
Well, see, I done.
Let's go back and talk for a second, because we're going to try to do a
Sharp conference.
Do you have any preferences for the location? I'm supposed to be one of the early instructions. I just assumed you looked that way. That's what we do everything else.
I mean, I didn't do that.
That's what I'm getting at.
About Judge, I think they said that's what part of what the black judge said. Oh, it's Anderson and one of the Anderson, the plug eye, the plug eye. Some kind of they even had his picture upstairs. Oh, is it on age somewhere? Yeah, it's someone saying story. You ever see those eyes? That's how it's really. Sunday. I was here. We were here. Nah, I didn't say I just saw the pictures of. And that's what everybody says.
fortune?
Well, you told me to. Yeah, trying to actually create a peaceful solution and then turn this to this.
So when I came, I showed up Monday, Thursday.
Like, gotta make sure you get the attention. Exactly. All the blame. Yeah.
It's okay,
Everything leading up to that didn't even matter. No. Just you.
yes.
Yeah. All that.
got it.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so I'm just going to sit here and look pretty.
Okay.
Damn, that's a tough act to be.
That's why. What are we gonna do? Just understand. I don't recognize it and I can't get a hold of you. He's gonna break this. It's one jump. No. I know that. Logic. Like I said,
Andres, check your email, would you? Yeah, in the CV.
yes, no, maybe. Okay.
Come to order, all rise. Circuit Court in Louisville County is now in session. Honorable Judge Nick Thompson presiding.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning. Please be seated.
Morning.
Morning. Good to see everybody here.
Morning, Judge.
Morning. All right. Let's bring out Mr. Wilson.
You got it? You got it? Okay. I need to clean the screen. Want to Kleenex to wipe it? Nah. Okay. I'll clean it when I get back.
All right. Let the record reflect the state's present, defense counsel, and the defendant are all present. Are we ready to proceed this morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the defense ready to proceed?
We are not ready to proceed. I filed a motion yesterday to inform the court. Thank goodness Mr. Hollander is with us, but he is still recouping. He was incapacitated for 3 days. If he wants to explain it to the court at the bench, I'll let him do so. I don't want to broadcast it. I don't think it's anybody else's business. But he was unavailable to assist us during that time period. We finished conducting interviews of my client, our client, excuse me, and I had an opportunity to spend a lot of time with our mitigation specialist. I want to introduce you to Ms. Perez. I've had time to talk to both of our mitigation specialists. They're compiling, Dr. Mills has already compiled his data. I think that Dr. Eisenstein is done with his. We have to send that compiled data to the state's expert so he can review it. And subject to the court's approval, we have depositions scheduled tomorrow morning of the experts. Respectfully, I was requesting continuance until Monday, or an adjournment until Monday, so that we can all be properly prepared to proceed, because we are not, partially because I had to do this by myself. Mr. Hollander was unavailable.
State, your response?
Judge, the state is in a predicament given the fact that we are responding to defense counsel's late disclosures of a number of records that we received just yesterday, as well as a lot of the raw data that is being compiled by defense counsel as it relates to the experts. Unfortunately, we are, just in light of the compromised position that the state finds itself in, we are ready to proceed today. However, in light of being able to properly respond to defense counsel's presentation, we would not be opposed to the adjournment until Monday in order, for our experts to review the information that's being provided to us and allowing ourselves to being able to properly respond at the same time. So.
All right.
If I can, part of the problem is Dr. Eisenstein, because he's a neuropsychologist. He has this raw data. He can't reduce it down to anything until he actually goes back to his office in Miami and puts it into his computer. The program in his office in Miami will extrapolate the data, and then he can better render an opinion. Obviously, he can't do that.
I guess my question is, what prevented him from doing that within the time frame that was already given? That you said, the time, because we continued this from April to give time for all of the experts to do their things. But what is it that delayed him from getting it done by today?
If the court recalls, the problem we were having, I'm not going to go through the whole scenario again, but I got appointed to the case when I tried to get the experts appointed who should have been appointed 3 years ago or 4 years ago. I couldn't do that because the JAC was not accepting the order of appointment that Your Honor executed and was filed in the court file, because it didn't exclude consideration of regional conflict counsel. I submitted a new order to the judge when I found out from JAC why they had declined to accept the order of appointment for myself. Your Honor signed a new order, at which time then I could go forward and seek appointment of the various experts. I filed motions. We have to wait for JAC responses. JAC was slow in responding. I got everybody up to speed as soon as I could.
Well, I thought those dealt more with just authorizing the payment for their work.
It did, but they can't go forward until until they're appointed. None of these doctors can go forward. As a matter of fact, the defense is basically sacrificing 2 of its experts to go forward on Monday, because I have 2 that aren't going to have time to get involved in the case. So we need to go forward with the 2 that we have that have already conducted their examination. As a matter of fact, Dr. Mills flew down here from North Carolina twice to interview our client. Dr. Eisenstein spent Tuesday and all day Wednesday with our client. We've done everything that we can to be ready by today, and we can't do it.
Okay. What else needs to be done to be ready by next week?
Dr. Eisenstein needs to compile his...
what does that mean?
He runs a series of tests. He has to put those test results into his computer, and then the computer provides a documentation as to what the results are from that evaluation. I need to send that off to the state and their expert. He's going to evaluate it. We need to take the deposition of all of the experts tomorrow morning, which is already scheduled.
Okay. So he'll have that data compiled and done through his computer by tomorrow morning?
Yes.
By today.
By today.
By today.
By today. He's going back to
So we
Miami.
can have it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because obviously Dr. Herkov is going to need some time to go through that data. So.
All right.
I'm not going to come back here Friday or Monday and ask for more time. I appreciate the consideration, and we all appreciate the fact that we're inconveniencing 14 people. But
well,
by the same token, this is...
I understand that. I'll have to inquire with the jurors about when they're available
right
next week.
But under no circumstances is going to take past Tuesday.
Okay. Okay. All right, so go ahead and have a seat and just think for a second. I think that we probably need to bring the jurors out, number one, inform them that we're not able to proceed today. However, we believe we can proceed Monday or Tuesday.
Monday.
Monday?
We have
Okay.
experts that are canceling their stuff to come back Monday.
So we got to do it Monday.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Then I can make that arrangement. I've got a long docket for Monday, but I'm sure that my judicial assistant will be able to rearrange that if necessary. So we want to bring the jurors in, inquire about their availability for Monday. Are we still talking Monday and Tuesday, though? So Monday and Tuesday. Explain to them that there's something that has occurred that we're not, well, what do you want me to tell the jury?
That something occurred beyond our control, and we've done everything that we can to be ready. That we're not going to be ready until Monday.
How about due to unforeseen circumstance?
That's fine, Judge.
We're not able to proceed today. However, we would be able to proceed Monday if you are available, which means you would be needed Monday and Tuesday. Is there anybody here that will not be available on Monday or Tuesday?
Yeah, I think during our jury selection, do you mind if I remain seated?
That's okay.
I think during our jury selection, we pretty much cleared out everybody who wouldn't be available, like through the 28th or something like that.
I think that's correct.
So I think we should be okay with.
I remember a few jurors discussing trips or travel plans in July, I believe. But
Yes, sir.
I think we're okay for next week. But we'll find out. Do we have all the jurors?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, we have the jurors plus the alternates.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So we'll bring them all back out. I'll ask them that question, and we'll see what they say, and then I'll send it back out, and we can discuss it. Is that agreed?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's bring the jury up.
Judge,
What?
I needed the word jeans.
That's okay.
Okay.
Jurors entering.
All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, due to some unforeseen circumstances, we are not able to proceed today. We are able to proceed next Monday and Tuesday. Is there anybody on the jury, by a show of hands, who would not be available for us to proceed on next Monday and Tuesday? Seeing no hands, I have a couple other inquiries. One is, by a show of hands, was there anybody that was not able to follow the court's instructions about doing any research, looking up anything, or discussing anything about their service as a juror on the case? Very well. Seeing no hands. The other question is there anybody here on the jury, by a show of hands, who cannot continue to follow those instructions about not doing any research, looking up anything, or discussing anything about your service as a juror on the case? Seeing no hands. Then what we will do is I'm going to send you back, and then we'll make sure about our scheduling. I believe what we'll do is have you come back Monday morning at 9 a.m. I just want to confirm with counsel that that's okay, and then we'll bring you back in and release you for the weekend. All right? Thank you. If you'll just go back to the jury room, leave your notebooks here. Let the record reflect the jury secretary. The court room, any objection to my inquiries of the jurors?
No.
Okay. So we can begin Monday morning at 9 a.m., correct?
Yes, sir. I've conferred with my two experts, and they're available.
Very well. And all the discovery or what have you that needs to be turned over to the state will be turned over today?
Hopefully this morning.
But today?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yes.
All right. And then you all be able to complete what you need to complete by Monday?
Absolutely, Judge.
Okay. Are there any other issues the court needs to address prior to Monday morning?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
No, Judge, no issues as it relates to what has given rise to the postponement of today's proceedings. I think that in an abundance of caution, while we're currently together, we conducted a charge conference with regards
Right.
to the jury instructions.
We can do that.
Very well.
We can do that. And Mr. Wilson, you understand what's going on, and you're in agreement with the postponement till Monday?
Yes.
All right. I have a copy for each count or each parties as far as the preliminary instructions. I believe they were emailed a while back. You all got a copy of those? If you don't, I'll give you a hard copy. One for the state and two for the defense over there. These were the preliminary instructions, I believe, the state promulgated several weeks ago. And there's a portion in there, I believe, regarding the defendant's right not to testify. Did the defense want the court to read that part of the instruction?
I don't know yet. I'm going to meet with our client either today or tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I'll need to know Monday morning, obviously, before I read the preliminary instructions.
Before
That's
then.
fine. That's fine. And then the other instructions that you want to go over are the final instructions that were sent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. The other thing I want to make sure of is that we get all of the jurors' phone numbers to give to the clerk so that if anything changes or what have you, any problems, we can get a hold of them. So we'll do that in just a minute after we bring them back out. I'll tell them that the bailiff will take the phone numbers from the jurors. Let's see.
Judge,
Yes.
in an abundance of caution, I'm going to ask that the court read that instruction with regard to right to remain silent.
Okay. It's very similar to the preliminary instructions that are standard in every case.
It is. It's fine, and because that decision it can be a spur of the moment thing, and we.
Absolutely. All right, so I will read that part of the instruction then. Have you got the other instructions? I know that I have proposed, but there's nothing filled in. It's just the standard penalty phase instruction, I believe.
Yes, Judge. I can go ahead and print off a set for everyone if you'd like. Once again, I was waiting on defense counsel to provide me with.
That's fine. Do you all have a set of jury instructions?
Yes.
Oh, great. No. I meant, do you have your own? Do you have any proposed instructions for yourselves or any special instructions?
No, I do not, other than we would need to insert on page 4, among the mitigating circumstances you may consider are, I need to provide that list to the state, and then we will have a discussion as to whether or not there's any evidence of those.
Right. When do we anticipate that's going to happen?
I'll try and do it today.
Okay. And then you can share those with the email, and that way I can have a copy of them to review as well.
I need to confer with my mitigation specialist because she may have some.
Okay.
The ones that I compiled were based upon the testimony of individuals during the guilt
So
phase.
I don't think we'll be able to do a full charge conference then on the final instructions at this point because we don't know what's going to be in them at this point. I think that you can confer over the weekend, and if you can come up with as close as you can get to a final draft of those before Monday morning, that would be helpful. Let's talk about scheduling Monday morning. We expect the state will start with their opening and go from that point forward. How long do you think your presentation will take?
Yeah, as far as the state's portion goes, Judge, I wouldn't anticipate that to take any longer. I mean, as far as evidentiary-wise.
I'm just trying to gauge over the 2 days what our schedule is going to be like.
Yes, Judge. I anticipate, openings, and then go into presentation of the state's evidence portion. Wouldn't take any longer than, say, 20 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, as far as the evidence portion goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And obviously, we have 2 experts, and
Certainly.
I'm going to discuss with them what I anticipate their testimony to be. I got to get finish getting my questions together. So,
Okay.
I mean, a couple of hours, I anticipate.
I'm not pinning you down as to how much exact time you're going to use. I just wanted to get a ballpark just for the jurors' purposes and the courts. So, do we believe it's possible to have all of the evidence for this portion to be completed on Monday?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that my thought is that they would be done potentially by lunch
Okay.
with their experts, unless it goes longer than anticipated. Then we would put our expert on,
Okay.
and then we'd be ready for closing. So I don't. I mean,
So you might be able to close Monday afternoon? Okay.
I'll be ready to close whenever.
Right.
But,
We can't close till everybody rests. So I just want that's really what I'm asking is
no, but I don't anticipate that it's going to take all day Monday to present the
Okay.
evidence.
all right. Okay. And then is there any other issues or any other things the court needs to address then before Monday?
No, Your Honor.
Are there any other issues? All right.
No.
Okay. All right, then I will bring the jurors back out. I'll let them know the bailiff's going to get their phone numbers for the clerk to have so that if she needs to contact them for any reason, she can. And then we'll release them to come back Monday morning at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Agreed?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
No, they've already done that.
Okay.
Jurors entering.
All right, please be seated. So, ladies and gentlemen, two things. One, before you leave, when you go back, I'm going to have the bailiff write down all of your contact phone numbers to give to the clerk so that we can get in touch with you if we need to. Second thing is we're going to release you to come back Monday morning at 9 a.m. Please continue to follow the court's instructions regarding not doing any research, looking up anything, discussing anything about your service as a juror in the case, watching local news, reading newspapers, anything like that. So with those instructions in mind, you are released until Monday morning at 9 a.m., and the bailiff will take you back and get your contact information for the clerk. All right?
All rise.
Thank you. All right, let the record reflect the jurors exited the courtroom. Then we will, if there's nothing else, we'll be adjourned until Monday morning at 9 a.m. Okay.
Yeah, I have oh no, I've just got a couple more orders coming your way.
In what regard?
Payment.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay. Tell them no. What's your